Welcome to Movement and Function. In this video, I'm going to show you my 5 favorite exercises to alleviate stiffness in the low back or lumbar spine. These exercises are fantastic if you're feeling generalized tightness, stiffness, or a little soreness in your low back and it feels like it's just tight, doesn't quite move well. You might be having difficulty bending, straightening, arching, rotating, any kind of movement where you notice you feel limited through your lumbar spine or your low back. After doing these exercises, you'll feel more limber through your lumbar spine. Hopefully you have less pain and you're able to do the things that you love to do every day to the best of your ability. The first 4 exercises I'll demonstrate are lying on your back, and then the last one will be on your stomach. I'm choosing to do these exercises lying down because there's less compression throughout the spine in a horizontal position. So we're naturally able to feel more movement through our spine when there's less pressure on the joints. So let's get into it. The first exercise is single knee to chest. Lying on your back in a comfortable position with a small amount of support underneath your neck. Bring your belly button in towards your spine, tighten your lower abdominals, and bring one knee up toward your chest. Hug your knee in towards your chest, hold for a few seconds, and then slowly lower. Then bring the other knee up towards your chest. Hug it in, hold for a couple seconds, and slowly lower. Keep your abdominals pulled in, your belly button toward your spine through each repetition. Continue alternating sides 20 repetitions, or as many as you feel comfortable with to start. A further progression of the single knee to chest is double knee to chest. Start with bringing one knee up toward your chest, give it a hug, keep this knee there, and bring the other knee up toward your chest. Give it a hug. Hold for a few seconds, up to 10 seconds, or whatever feels comfortable for you. Slowly lower one knee at a time, back to the starting position. The next time, start with the opposite leg. Bring it up toward your chest, then draw the other leg up toward your chest. Hold for a few seconds, up to about 10 seconds. Lower one leg, and then the other leg. Continue 10 repetitions of the double knee to chest. The second exercise is posterior and anterior pelvic tilt. Bend your knees so that your feet are flat on the surface, your knees and feet about hips distance apart. Now place your hands gently on the front of your hips so you'll feel more what your pelvis is doing with this exercise. Now draw your belly button in toward your spine and round your low back down into the table, tilting your pelvis back. You should feel the front of your hip bones come up toward your belly button. And you should feel your low back pressing down into the table. Pause for a few seconds, return to the starting position, and now go the other direction. So lower the front of your pelvis, which will bring the back of your pelvis up off the table and give you an arch in your back. Your belly should rise off the table. Hold for a few seconds and lower. Continue alternating from the posterior pelvic tilt into the anterior pelvic tilt. Each time pause for a couple of seconds. Now timing your breathing with this exercise can be very helpful. Exhale as you go into the pelvic tilt. Inhale, fill your lungs and belly as you go into the anterior pelvic tilt. And then exhale, posterior. Inhale, anterior pelvic tilt. And continue alternating between the posterior pelvic tilt, rounding your back into the table, and an anterior pelvic tilt, arching your low back away from the table. Only go as far as your back feels comfortable. If you feel any sharp pain during this exercise, back off. Don't go so far. You can always start with just a small amount of motion and increase as you feel more and more comfortable, or just stick with a small pelvic tilt in either direction. Perform 20 repetitions of the pelvic tilt, or as many as you feel comfortable with. Exercise number 3 is knee sways. Starting in the same position with your knees bent, feet flat on the table, hands by your side, and slowly lower your knees over toward one side. Pause here Then bring your knees back up and roll over to the other side and pause and come back up. Continue alternating sides, 20 repetitions. Only go as far as you feel comfortable. And with each repetition, you'll probably find that you can go a little bit farther as your back loosens up. Exercise number 4 is lumbar rotation. This is a progression of the knee sways. Start by lowering your legs so they're straight and flat on the surface. Now bring one knee up towards your chest and cross that leg over to the other side. Lower your leg as far as you feel comfortable. Pause for a second or two, then come back up to the starting position. Lower that leg, bring the other knee up towards your chest, and lower it across your body, allowing your lumbar spine to twist. Go as far as you feel comfortable, pause, and then come up to the starting position, and lower. Now, timing your breathing with this exercise is also helpful. I recommend to exhale on the twist. So start by inhaling as you lift your leg, and then exhale as you rotate to the side. Inhale, come up, and exhale, lower back down. So inhale, bring your knee to your chest. Exhale as you twist to the side. Inhale, come back up, and exhale, lower back down. The exact pacing of all of these exercises is up to you. Listen to your body, see what feels good for how fast you move and how long you hold each position. The last exercise will be on your stomach. Go ahead and roll over. Okay, the first position is just lying on your stomach. You can have your arms out front, you can have your arms at your side, your head flat, whatever feels best. Then the progression is to come up onto your forearms. And just like this, you should be feeling your belly sag toward the surface and a gentle arch in your low back. Let all your muscles in your low back, your glutes, and your abs just relax with this. If this feels comfortable and you want a little bit more of an arching stretch, then place your hands underneath your shoulders, palms down, and press up. Pause here, let your belly sag again, let your back arch, and lower. And if that feels comfortable, continue up to about 10 repetitions. And lower. If that feels like too much, you can just stay on your forearms for a few seconds, see how that feels, and then go ahead and lower again. If you're having any pinching or sharp pain in your lumbar spine, your low back, then definitely avoid this last exercise. Focus more on the first 4 that I demonstrated lying on my back. I hope you find these 5 fantastic exercises to alleviate stiffness in the lumbar spine helpful for you to decrease pain, improve your mobility in your lumbar spine, and help you feel more limber and able to do your everyday activities to the best of your ability. If you've enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up and consider subscribing to my channel. Oftentimes people with stiffness in their low back also have some issues in the hips or pelvis and in the mid-back. So check the description below for some recommended videos to address tightness in the mid-back and in the hips and pelvis. Those videos might be a great way for you to further alleviate pain, soreness, and stiffness throughout your low back. Here's to your healing, health, and happiness. Have a fantastic day.